I hope this morning finds you all well. Currently headed into my assignment, where I earn my daily bread. Yeah, I was having some thoughts. I was thinking, to think frequently, but it was along the lines of things that when I guess when you compromise or when you break them, you never get them back the same if you get them back at all. And I'm stuttering. The first couple of terms, that immediately came to my mind is trust and loyalty. I guess trust and loyalty came to my mind because they're so easily intertwined together. Because in order for, I guess you could feel as if someone that you can trust somebody. There's a mosquito in here. You have to have some form of trust in them, some form of trust in that they'll be able to keep their word and they'll do what they do in the best interest of you, and you in turn would do what's in the best interest of them. It's a relationship. It's a concept underneath the guidelines of a relationship that is, in my mind, crucial to keeping the bond of that relationship together. And also, and not only that, the adherence to trust and loyalty also is constructive into the relationship growing into a stronger relationship, a more constructive relationship for the two. So, when you get in situations where, okay, you're so confident, you are super confident in this person in which you place your trust and your loyalty to, that you pretty much either, no, it's not even pretty much, you let your guard down. And I guess in being able to let your guard down, you're being vulnerable to that person. So being vulnerable with that person, I guess you also develop some with underneath the concept of love and affection, adoration, respect, just all those things, all the lovely, the glittery things of a relationship, because those things don't necessarily shine or give the same sensation of satisfaction once trust and loyalty has been compromised. I mean, you may think back sentimentally, oh yeah, before that nigga fucked me off, we used to kick it and do this and the third, and it's the same. And I guess, and this is talking about your homeboy, or you might be talking about your old lady, or you might be talking about a business partner, anybody. But you have these things. That are called loyalty and trust. And once you lose loyalty and trust, or once you compromise loyalty and trust, and I guess it also depends on the level at which you compromise that loyalty and trust. Then also you let a small thing go, bigger thing may come along in the future. So like, all right, well, there's even consequences in me being a person that's forgiving. And this is all in the name of someone who didn't keep their word, whether it be a word or a gesture or an understanding. They didn't keep their word. And in my mind, from what my teachings, the elders and the ancestors taught me, they said a man who don't keep his word won't be blessed. And the only thing a poor man got is his word. At the end of the day, you can be broken in the money. You ain't got to have no money to put your word on something. And if you stand behind, as long as your light, you live and you breathe, and you can walk and move in motivation of staying in compliance with your word, then it don't matter how rich or poor you are. At that point, it becomes about your character. It comes about your ability to be able to have empathy and sympathy for the situations and circumstances of others. I mean, in saying that, like, let's say, for example, and it may not even necessarily, well, yeah, we can go with that. Somebody else hurt your feelings. Or you believe that somebody hurt your feelings. Or you even believe that the person that you're supposed to have a trusting and loyal bond with, you believe that they hurt your feelings. So, and this is something I guess I had to learn in time too. When you have these types of concerns with someone that you're supposed to be loyal and trustworthy to, and be trusting to. I don't know how this motherfucker hold. You're supposed to be loyal and trusting to. Why is it that in a lot of times and cases, it's easier to go outside of the bond of the relationship? Somehow it has to be a third party or parties to hear about the concerns and issues that you may have with the person. I understand there may be times you may feel it'd be difficult to have a line of communication with the person that you're loyal and trusted, that you're supposed to have a bond of trust and loyalty with. Thing about that is that in having, you know, because certain things that have that are assets, there's troubles with holding assets. You know, like if you got a fancy car, you got a road, no matter what kind of car you got, whether it be a Bentley Spire or Ford Fusion, you got to take care of. You got to put your maintenance into it. You just can't just have it and I gotta get over, y'all. Pardon me. I got to be an attentive driver right now because they be cutting up in this little zone right here that I'm going through right now. But I seemingly lost my train of thought. But you have that. You have that. Why is it, and I was saying, like, why is it that you go outside that when you feel as if that bond and trust and loyalty is broken, you feel the need to go outside when it's easier to contact the person that you made, that person that you have that direct bond or trying to trust and loyalty with. You may feel as if they're not listening. You may feel, and you got to be careful with the feelings, because the feelings is what get a lot of people in trouble. Because what it is that, you know, instead of hearing upon the concepts, because it's the concept logic. Logic is something that you don't put. You don't necessarily. There's not supposed to be any forms of feelings or any type of undue influence other than things that are fact or that can be proven by evidence. It's not what you may feel that is fact or you know that is that can be backed by evidence, because maybe your evidence may not be as relevant or pertinent as you think it is. But I'm going off on a tangent here. It's the things that you can't get back. You know, being in that type of relationship, like, I mean, how can you, if you're sincerely betrayed, let's say like somebody slept with your significant other that's close to you, and you've had a long relationship and you've confided in them and blah 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 blah. Years may pass and you may be able to get to the point where you could fathom and stomach being in the room with that person. You can't, even though you remember all the good times, you remember the times like Michael. Even if you do remember all that good times, and I guess the emotional pain and damage is done and has somewhat healed. The scab is scabbed over from that time long before, when that person did compromise your trust. It's not gonna be the same. You know, it's not good. You can't put confidence that you can lay trust in that person. You can't put confidence that that person will be loyal to you. And you and your spirit, you more than likely, you already know that. You know, if that person was already in the past disloyal to you, you would be more prone to to abuse them in terms of letting them believe that you have the same level of trust and loyalty in them that they know that they previously had with you. So at that point, it's like, well, you could do a turnaround as fair play, but the thing with that is that compromises your integrity. Things that you just can't get back. Like, it's like the first impression. You never get a second chance to make a first impression, is what the saying used to be. And in a way, that's very, very true. Somebody, they ain't gonna remember. People ain't gonna necessarily remember you uh for some that you done, and they may remember what you done that third time meeting if it's significance. But they're always going to remember the first time that they came in. I guess you would say physical contact in some cases, where you see somebody and meet them in person, or even to the point where you might be on the phone with them. You'll get a first impression of somebody over the phone or internet, by text. But trust and loyalty, and being and when you get the opportunity to make a first, and it's not even necessarily always the first impression. When you meet somebody, it's like, okay, you might have heard some news, and and it may be relevant to someone or something, so it's relevant to someone. So you say, well, and you feel some kind of way about the news. Instead of taking a second in order to, like, somewhat digest and use logic and reason to thumb through the information that you might have received. A lot of people just go instinctively to the phone, or to instantly reply or respond, per se, as opposed to think. And I guess that and a lot of times, once again, it's pretty much throwing kerosene on a gas fire. You can't take that shit back. Nigga Nation tonight, y'all. I got to go.